Well, good Saturday morning sew along, everyone. Welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We are going to be working on our Preppy quilts again. The step we are doing now is putting our 4 squares together with our short sashings and then our long sashings. I'm hoping we can get this all done today, but if we don't, it's okay. So what I have to do 30, well, actually 60 of the single blocks with the short sashing, and y'all, it's not wanting to pick up real easy. We have to do 60 of these and then take 2 and put them together. Well, I already have 3 done, so technically I need to do 27. But what I'm going to do is just get started on these, and we are going to see if we can get these done. So I hope everyone's Saturday morning has started off nice and comfortable and relaxing and quiet. I hope you've got your cup of coffee or whatever you drink in the morning time. I don't drink coffee myself, so so mine won't be coffee. I'm just going to keep on with this particular block here because it can go on the top or the bottom. It does not matter. And y'all will probably notice the quicker I get to the end of a recording something, y'all don't see all of that. Because as I'm editing videos, when I see a video has hit 30 minutes, I think it's time to wrap it up because I've lost most people at 20 minutes. You know, most people, you know, don't watch over the 20-minute mark. But if you're sewing along with me, just let it play and just listen to me, and hopefully we can get through our sewing day together. I'm just continuing with this same block because it can go anywhere. It is not directional, so it is fine going anywhere. And guys, I am hoping that, let's see, Saturday morning, this is the weekend that my sister and I are gone for the weekend, and my husband is playing babysitter for the kitty cats at the house and the puppy dogs, and we've been monitoring the weather. You guys that are about central United States, oh my goodness, my thoughts are with y'all. Y'all have got something else coming up on y'all this weekend. We have the warm air pushing down on us, but after that warm air, sometimes Monday, which I am off on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, but I have to go in. We've already received our notice that we're being called out for our storm crew again for 3 days. We know this in advance, so we will be pulling 12-hour shifts. I'll work the midnight to noon, which is fine with me, but y'all, I probably would sleep better if I worked the noon to midnight, because I normally go to bed around midnight anyway. I try to go to bed way before that, but sometimes it don't happen. But still, if I go to bed at midnight, I can still get some decent sleep. Just if I go to bed during the day, I don't get any sleep. And that really makes for a long day and a hard shift to work for us. Today I made a run, guys, and I got my quilt. I wasn't planning on getting it before our trip, but Ava had it done. And I dropped off my Christmas gnome quilt, or my Santa gnome, to be quilted. But I got that one. Let's see, it was the Jelly Roll Irish chain is what I picked up. I have not looked at it, but Ava did show me. She's like, well, you had 2 colors and, you know, threading. She's like, I did it in silver. And she said, you had to either use silver or natural. She said, the silver just looked better and didn't stand out against the black because there were some blocks that were black. And she said the natural didn't look real good on that, so she did it all in silver. And I was like, that's fine, you know. I trust her judgment. And I explained to her on the Santa gnome what I wanted it to look like. I told her, I said, I want snowflakes. And I want it to look like snowflakes falling on the Santa Claus. And I told her I want it in silver. I knew I wanted that one in silver. And so she's getting that one done for me. And guys, just to have the quilt back, that Jelly Roll Irish chain, I just carry my fabric up there for them to back it. So if they have to cut it and sew it, they will do that. And they will do the batting as well. I just carry my backing. Sometimes I don't even carry my backing. I just go in and I buy what I want at the time I do. You know, they quilt it. I drop it off for it to be quilted. But for all of that, for them to cut the backing, sew it up, and then to add the batting, that quilt was $119. So that's really not bad. So if you need someone to long arm for you, you may even check with them. But I will tell you, if you ship, always put an air tag in your quilts when you ship. One of my daughters had a friend that her vehicle was stolen a couple days ago. And she doesn't live in a bad neighborhood at all. I mean, she lives right behind a school. It's a decent neighborhood. And poor thing, she graduated with my youngest daughter. She had just bought a car. And someone stole it and went joyriding in it. And she's saying now, she's like, put an air tag in your car so you know where it is at all times. And you know, I never thought of that. So, anything that you have of any importance now, it seems like you need to put an air tag in it. I don't know how all of that works, but I have heard of people sewing air tags into their quilts if they're being shipped. And that way, you know, hiding the air tag in the quilt somewhere. So if it's lost, it can be found. And I've actually heard of people that have done that and it's worked. You know, my thoughts are, a quilt, there's nothing cheap about a homemade quilt or a handmade quilt. Nothing at all. The fabric is expensive. Even if you use scraps, you were either given those scraps, or those are scraps off of quilts you have made, but somebody purchased those. But yeah, somebody purchased that fabric, and we all know, even if you get the most inexpensive fabric that you can easily still pay at least $5 a yard. And that's on a sale. I mean, really, that is on a sale. It is highly unlikely to find fabrics that are quilt fabrics that inexpensive. So a quilt is something that you definitely want to air tag it if you ship it anywhere. I would never ship because I have Miss Ava. I had Miss Dee Dee, and she did a fabulous job. She is the one that owned the quilt shop Stitched in Faith. It's in Mangham, Louisiana. I went in and I was talking to Miss Ava and Miss Sheila today, and we were looking at the new lines they're getting. Y'all, so excited. But I need to look back through all the lines, because I told her, I was like, what if there's one I want that y'all don't order? She's like, oh, we could put an order in for it. I was like, okay. Because I know I want some fat quarter bundles. And they don't really order that many fat quarter bundles. They order more the bolts of fabric. Well, guys, it looks like I've gotten all what I need to have done to make my rows here. I've got those done. So what I will do is just trim them apart and press them, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have these done now. So all I have to do is put the other block on the other side of my sashing, and we can then start assembling these with the long sashing. I don't anticipate getting all of this done because I really only have about an hour today. So I'm just going to get as much time as I possibly can in before I have to stop. So I'm hoping your Saturday plans are relaxing. I know if I was actually at home, my Saturday plans would be to get my laundry done. And guys, honestly, this is going to be sad. I'm probably going to take a lot of my laundry with me on my trip, just so I have to fold it. Or I may fold it overnight before I go on my trip. I know we have reservations to eat, but I don't know if it's on Friday night or Saturday night. But whichever night it is, I'm hoping not Friday night, because that would leave us, that would put a restriction on our drive time. I will have to check with my sister about that. And I think I miscounted, but if I did, I can always sew more of them up. I just know I have to have 30 total of these squares. So that's... Okay, y'all. My thread keeps breaking. I don't know if it's because I'm at the end of my thread, or if it has something to do with this new needle. But this is like the third time it has broken. I mean, it is no trouble to rethread it and get it going again. But it shouldn't be breaking like this. But I'm hoping the weather, it looks like the weather is going to stay fine for us on our drive there and while we are there. It just looks like Sunday when we are to be leaving is when it's going to start getting bad. And I'll give y'all a little video on our trip. But, I know I've said before, my sister does not like to be recorded. So I won't record her. But what I will do, my goodness, I got a lot of that fabric. What I will do is just do some videoing and then do a overlay. I'll do a voiceover on it. Because where we're going is a very nice place to go. We really enjoy it. And I don't know if I've already told y'all where it is, but as of right now, I'm not going to say where we're going. Just for safety purposes. Now, I will say that I will be fangirling if y'all want to kind of know where it's at when I say this. If Hal the Cajun, if she there, I'm going to fangirl for sure. Because I really like Hal the Cajun. I watch her. Yes, I watch her. So it's in Louisiana. And it's down south. And we're probably going to, as we're coming back home, we're probably going to stop by my niece's place. She's bought her a little house. And we are probably going to stop and see her house. So, it looks like all of our kids are well, 2 of them anyway. 2 of our kids are buying houses. My oldest and my oldest daughter, her youngest daughter, have bought houses, and I think my daughter has finally moved into her house. I think that's what they said. They were done with it yesterday, I think, or Wednesday. Let me back that up. Wednesday. They were done with it Wednesday. And she finally has her car back. One of the roommates, they weren't roommates because they weren't paying bills. She was the only one paying bills. So, don't get me started on that one. But one of the roommates was using her car, and now all of a sudden, this roommate is going back offshore. Now, why didn't he do that before? I mean, I know people fall on hard times. I have fallen on hard times. It can happen. It can happen real easy. All it takes is the loss of a job. And you can fall on hard times really fast. But he's had the ability to work offshore the whole time they were living there. I truly believe what it is. It was him and his mama living with my daughter. Now, my daughter was okay with it because the mama kept the house and the mama did all the laundry, did everything so my daughter didn't have to do it. Because my daughter worked some crazy hours, some long hours. So, imagine this mama. It took everything I had to keep my cool and not say anything. Because I truly feel like they were using her. Especially because if the son was able to work offshore, why didn't he go on and go working offshore and let the mama stay there? And then help with the bills, and when he was not on a stint, he could come in and stay and have a place to stay. But And then they moved the sister in on her. The sister and the baby got moved in the house, which is even worse because none of them work. None of them. Not the first one of these people worked, and my daughter was supporting all of them. So, you know, it took everything this mama had to keep her mouth shut. I think, well, I have all of those done. So now I'm going to cut these apart, and then I will press them, and then we will start assembling all of them. Okay, guys, I have all of these pressed, but I did miscalculate. I needed 54 of these. I need 30 total squares. I have 3, which means I need 27, which has 2 of these. So that's 54. So I am going to go on and sew the rest of these, and that way we will have all of our rows done, and that will actually be the end of our video. I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put the sashing strip on these. I may not complete these all the way, but I will try for you guys. This may be a shorter video than normal for a Saturday, but who knows? I have said that before, and I had very little editing out I had to do. So I had like a full-long video. And I've noticed in their layout design that they have one color twice, just 2 different designs, and then 2 other colors. So I don't know that my blocks are going to go that way, because the 3 that I have done don't follow that. So it's going to be what it is what it's going to be. But I am getting this short sashing put on here. So I have to have a total of 60 rows. And it's 2 rows per block. And I already have 3 blocks done. So that's 6 rows out of the way already. I don't know why I keep trying to add a block to it when all I need to add is the sashing. I'm using the same color right now, so I can go on and use it up and not end up with just certain colors. Because I've pulled out enough. These are technically my reds. I've pulled out enough of those to finish up my total 60 rows. I have had someone ask me how I like this mister. I'm not crazy about it because once the liquid gets down here, you can't tilt your bottle at all. You have to hold it straight up. And I'm not spraying straight up. I'm spraying down. So I'm not crazy about it. Maybe I need to turn the nozzle. I may see if I can get it to go to the other side, so when I do lean it, the liquid is going down on the side that the straw is in, or tube, whatever you want to call that. But this one I'm going to try to do that, because right now that's my biggest complaint, is that. And also, Marlene, if you are listening or you hear me, please let us know you are okay. I know you are in California, and I just wanted to make sure you are safe, because I heard that the wildfires shifted. I don't know if they shifted towards your direction or the other direction. I just wanted to check and see if you are okay. So if you are, just send it in a message or in a comment or email me something. Just let me know you're okay. Because when I hear about things like that, you know, people that I'm acquainted with, and I classify you all as friends. And when I hear things like that, it worries me. It worries me. And ironing is my worry space. When I iron, I start thinking and I start worrying. What is your thinking spot in sewing? When you iron, when you cut, what's your thinking space? I think what I'm going to do is just get the rest of these sashed and not even finish the blocks, because I am already over an hour and I have got somewhere I need to be before we head out on our trip tomorrow. Got to finish some trip preparations. We carry most of our own food, and I've got to go get the breakfast foods. My sister, she's like, I got the eggs. She's got chickens. So she's got the eggs. And I'm like, well, I'll go get our bacon that we know we like. I don't know what they have in the Airbnb, but I'll carry my own cookie sheets and my own parchment paper to cook the bacon on. I always cook my bacon in the oven. It makes less of a mess in the oven. But we are going to try to hit some thrift shops. I hope we can. That would be fun. Hit some thrift shops. Not that we'll find anything, but it's always fun to try. It looks like a lot of people are going back to percolators. You know, especially like if you end up with no power or something, you need, you know, people drink coffee and they need a way to drink their coffee. I don't drink coffee. I'll have bottled water with me, I guess. But, you know, like if we need something hot water-wise, I have a kettle that is all metal. We made sure when we bought it, there's no plastic on it. So if we need to use it on a propane stove, it's okay. It's not going to hurt it. Or an open fire, it's not going to hurt it. Well, guys, I'm going to call this an end right here. I hope you have enjoyed your sewing time with me. I know I have. Give me a thumbs up if you have not yet. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. Make sure to choose all so you don't miss a thing that we're doing here. Every Saturday at 9 a.m. I have a Saturday sew-along. Right now we are working on the Preppy quilt. The link of the pattern is down in the description. It is a free pattern, so you can just jot over, get the pattern if you want to join us. We do about 30 minutes to an hour every Saturday until it's done. I normally have a sew-along Saturday going on. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Goodbye, guys.